What's up, Bill? Bill, did you get all your awesome PDFs? All right, good to see you guys. Let me go ahead and stop this track. How about this pop-up lesson that we're having? What is going on, Vance? We missed you yesterday. All right, guys, so a couple of really awesome updates. Look in all the Academy folders and all access group. You will see that we have 3 more jazz PDFs, jazz blues PDFs. In Chord Academy, same thing, and the same thing in the YouTube channel. So somebody, Bill, if you will check in all access, and if Vance, you'll check in the YouTube channel, just to click on those. We have a bunch of new things. So I thought we would just go over those PDFs. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And anybody who is not a member, you need to become a member of one of the academies, and the one I'm going to recommend is the most easy way to get involved in iMusicAcademy. Start with the YouTube channel, just hit the join button, and you'll find so many goodies, it's ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Vance just confirmed that you got yours, and Bill the same thing. The very first one we're going to do is Tony's Blues. Tony is our newest member of the YouTube channel, and I did a blues on for him based on this simple concept of, with the C triad, that's going to work over the 1 chord. And even whenever you enclose the note, that works great. But all you have to go is from C major to C minor, and now we have an F9 chord. And that works over the whole thing pretty much. And then when you get the F sharp diminished, just change that to F sharp. And then we have that. Vance, my dad was just talking about you the other day, talking about how you have a way with words. He's very impressed. Also, my dad really wants your ragtime version of this chart. So, Vance, you have to send me the MIDI file, and we have to write it out. My dad loves ragtime, and when I told everyone that Vance did a better job of his song than I did. So anyway, so I need the MIDI file. I'm going to create a nice, legible PDF for everyone. Okay, let's keep going. Yes, it's an embarrassment of riches. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. He thinks you're awesome too. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, is let's dig into this and have some fun with this. So I'm looking at Tony's Blues. Again, Tony, shout out to Tony for being our newest member of the YouTube channel. So watch this. The first part is really simple. It's this idea of whatever key you're playing the blues. Get used to this pattern right here, everyone. I can do it both hands as well. And so when you go to F, if you're in B flat, if you're in E flat, you get the idea. If you're in A flat, D flat, whatever the key, F sharp, B, right? So spend a little time shedding that, but the most important thing on that is it gives you a visual. Whatever key you're going to play in the blues it gives you the major third, and that minor third to major third. Even when we're doing our raised Charles and all these things, we have this visual of thinking about C major. And if you understand that, put yes or got it in the chat. Let's put got it in the chat so I know we're talking about the same thing. All right, so on Tony's Blues, we do the first thing, we do the C9 that we've been doing for a while. And I want you guys to play this up the octave so it doesn't get in the way of your left-hand voicings. Whenever you have, this is just a side note, but a fun thing, whenever you have a melody that's in the way of your left-hand voicings, just use the ones, like that's the third and the flat 7, that's really all you need. And then when you're not up there, then you can do a C9. So let's play this up the octave. You have this, and then change that to minor, and then here we're going to go, so da da da. And the fun thing about this is now I'm starting to cross-reference our songs. So we just did Memphis Blues, which is a lot of fun, and it has some really nice turnarounds, including this right here where we go. And whenever I get to that, I say we go Memphis here. That's going to be this. Da, 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 da. So we have right here, go Memphis. And then does this again. Now, right here we went Cruella de Vil, watch. And then we did D minor 9. But this is that same thing again. See how this works over D and it works over G. So, and then I did a unison line. Actually did it down here. Right, you go. Now, there's a reason several reasons why I wanted to do a unison line, because we're getting into unison playing together. We have this. I love that. When I think of this sound, I think of Oscar Peterson doing those octave runs, or those unison runs. But when you have 2 octaves apart, it makes it really nice. Okay, so you have, and then it starts over. Right here, Memphis, and then back to Tony's Blues. Right here, Cruella de Vil, and we go. Actually, that's not right. We're gonna go. Now we're here. I love that. No matter what key you're in, that's a neat thing to do right there. So, right here. Notice my fingering here. 3, 1, and left hand. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Yep. The Memphis. All right, so let's turn on the track and mess around with Tony's Blues. Now, isn't the Tony's Blues, isn't it nice and simple? Isn't that fun? Just you have... and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, Vance, I'm sure you and Bill both noticed a couple of things. Let me stop this really quickly. Of how, once you get these patterns down, notice how I could use them almost anywhere in the song, right? I did this. I could go just like Tony's Blues is, but sometimes I might go. Right, so it's almost like you mix and match based on the melody that you want. And I would practice this. I could go, which is the end of the song. I could go. I could go. If you guys are enjoying this, please let me know in the chat and say hello. All right, so you just now understood that. What did you just now understand, Vance? The fact that you can mix and match these things? All right, so a shout out to Bill for looking up. He found the files in the Spring folder. Yes, and Bill will tell you for sure that there is a plethora of so many files and things from all of our practice time. But here's the encouraging thing to know, is that although I provide a ton of resources, I do a lot of reinforcing those. Just because we do a new blues tune, it often links to the songs that we just did. And this simple idea, that's why I wrote out Tony's Blues, just a reminder that you have this idea of listening with Tony's, you go... We're working out of this C major position, right? Cruella de Vil. Now watch, I'm going to go minor. Watch. Again. I can do it on the F. Hold on a second. Don't believe I see a fire in the background. No, you're always going to see. If you hang out with iMusicAcademy, there are a couple of things that are going to be certain. I'm going to be on when I say I'm going to be on. And the other thing is there's always going to be a fire in the background. So a couple of little housekeeping things. Bill and all of our iMusicAcademy All Access members, all of these files are already in the All Access. So just go to your account. You're good there. Same thing with Chord Academy. They're all in there. And then our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's keep going. We're about to go on to the second tune, but have fun with this idea. Good to see you, Jerry. He's all fired up. Okay, so watch this, guys. Before we transition on, remember a couple of really important things. This right here, visualize that C triad. So no matter what key you're in, if I'm in B flat, if I'm in E flat, it's all in there. But then when you go to the F chord, the 4 chord, just go C minor. And then when you go to diminish, just change to that F sharp. And then the same thing is you're going to go Memphis here. Watch. Right here, Memphis. I like the fact that we can say that now. And I really like Memphis tune. Let's pull up Memphis's tune before we go on to the next one. So right now, I'm gonna show you guys whoever's not a member. I wish if I was not a member, if I was not the president of my own company, I would be a member because this is crazy right here. Look at all the tunes we've done just this week. It's ridiculous. We have a blues for Marla. We have the Yardwork Blues. We have the Jazz Trio on the Move, the Pin Triplet Blues, the Memphis Blues, Sharon, Tony, and Vance. Now, let's look really quickly at Memphis Blues for a second. Memphis has this, remember this, Vance? And it goes one, right? The simplicity of this kind of Oscar Peterson sound, and then it goes. But then you get here, does it again? Ba-da-da-da. It changes it up to that, and then we go, and then it does this thing. And we go to a little bit different chord. This is our Dave Grusin chord of the day. But on purpose, I did this. And there's our Dave Grusin kind of Memphis stomp kind of sound, that suspended thing. But isn't that cool that we put Memphis in Tony's Blues? And it's just a reminder again that you can mix and match these things. All right, let me turn on the track and show you something really amazing about Memphis Blues, right? You have this little lick right here. How simple. I'm going to Tony's. Let's do it again. Vance. man, it's too fun. Isn't it fun to have some go-to things that you know it's going to sound good? This idea of, hey, wait, you don't have a Bill's Blues? Well, Bill, you're next. We'll have you a blues before Monday. How about that? Actually, before Tuesday. Yeah, we had. I'm glad you called me out on that. Bill needs his own blues. I mean, he's one of our most consistent, awesome dudes that we have at iMusicAcademy. All right, let's keep going. But Bill will forgive me, right, Bill? All right, here we go. All right, yep. All right. Bill gets the next blues. All right, let's look at Sharon's blues. Let me pull up the folder really quickly. I love the way all these connect to each other. Okay, so Sharon's blues goes like this. Pentatonic. So let me do that again. Then pentatonic. Make sure that's right. All right, Sharon's blues. Now, what is it about Sharon's blues? It's a continuation of the 5/6 root, minor third, major third, with some triplet feel. And notice how everything fits under the hand. And then pentatonic. I love this sound. That's a good reminder of our major pentatonic sound. And I want to demonstrate something as we're looking at this song right here. You just pull this up. Is you have this sound. You hear that kind of a major blues kind of sound where you do pentatonic with the minor third to major third. That was kind of what inspired this idea of this wonderful sound of the pentatonic scale. You can go all the way up and down with those, and you can put the minor third in there if you want, but this sound. Okay, so let's turn on the track and have fun with this one. What's up, Vicky? Good to see you. I didn't play that right. Let me check that. Hold on a second. The gang's all here. What are you asking, Vance? Let me stop this. Which one are you talking about? Of course I wrote it. I'm a man of my word. All right, so this idea. I've been practicing, polishing. Hold on a second. Vicky's. Oh, is this man? I have no idea what that is, Bill. You're gonna have to tell me. All right. So while Bill is telling us, oh wait a second. The bill, it's due. Bill is overdue. Sharon's Blues is really good. Awesome. Sharon will be glad to know that. All right, now there's one part of Vance. I have to make sure this works on Sharon's Blues, where it goes right here. I changed it instead of going. I went up so that it didn't get in the way of the melody. Is that all right? And then we're here. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. You guys are so funny. It worked. Okay, good. As long as I have Vance's approval, we're good. All right, let's keep going. Are you guys ready for the third and final new song? I mean, I wrote all these out yesterday. And they're all in the YouTube folder for you guys. And then, of course, the Academy folders, you're already set up. Okay, very good. Yeah, as long as Vance gives the final word, we're good. Or Bill. All right, now we've got Tony's. Let's look at Vance's Blues. Now, Vance sent me this crazy. He's supposed to send me the MIDI file on it, and I can't remember about your ending. I can't remember. I have to go back and listen to it. But I had to write out things, Vance. All right, Vance. I like Vance's Poet Blues because this idea of triads, like that's C triad second version. We're here. Whoa. Well, did I just see something? Hold on. Sharon. Yes, Sharon is in the house. Yes, you have your own blues. Do you like your blues? Let's play Sharon's Blues again. Maybe she already heard it. Let's pull up Sharon's Blues here. Yeah, everyone gets if you're a member of one of the academies, everybody gets a blues. All right, let's pull this up here. Oops, where's Sharon's Blues? We're gonna go. Vance, you just got demoted for just a second. Okay, so Sharon's Blues, what I like about it's got the triplet, 5/6 root. All right, so let's kind of mess around with that. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, and 3. Pentatonic. So the great thing about Sharon's blues and all these other blues is once you play that blues, then you have all that material that you can use as part of your soloing, right? Let me check on things. Just turned. You didn't hear it. What do you like it? You like your tune? Okay. So it could be a little slower, the track for this song, just because it is moving a little bit. But the main thing is it's got the 5/6 root, and then it goes minor third, and it stays in this pattern right there, Sharon. And then you have minor third. So just know that this 5/6 root is a really important thing, and so is this idea of that major pentatonic. And yes, you can, if you want to, go minor third, or with your root and your your second and your third note. And part of the reason I started writing that blues for you, Sharon, is because you had mentioned some gospel type thing. I want to say it was a gospel or some different scales that you were using, and I wanted to ask you about those scales anyway. But when I think of some really neat scales, and I think of the pentatonic things, it does make me think about those, major and minor alterations for gospel stuff, but also just the idea of using the minor pentatonic. But also, I love that the second note and the minor third, and that gets you that little bluesy, Ray Charles-y kind of sound when you have that major pentatonic with that minor third. And can I get an amen somewhere in there for that? Transpose into the key of E. I need to play with a bunch of guitar players next week, and I'm playing everything. Hey, that's a great thing to do. So Sharon, here's your quick tip for the key of E. So you guys know, really quickly here, one of the things I tell you guys, and I say this all the time, I say, if you're showing up to play blues in a different key, like we do a lot in C and F and B flat and a few things, but if you show up in E, you could do the same idea of getting your E triad. And also, what can you do? You can go down 3 half steps and play C sharp, right? You can play the C sharp. Right, that's gold right there. And also, of course, your E blues scale, you already know that. And that really sounds nice of where you have to know the blues scale, of course, but that's going down 3 half steps, and now you have this. All right, so I would use A flat a lot when playing the C blues scale. Let me see. So in the key of C, I would also use the A flat a lot when playing the C blues scale. I wish I had context of what you're saying, because it also makes me think of, are you saying major? Like a lot of times, if I was doing like in a minor key, like C minor, and you use the A flat. And if you're doing harmonic minor, that's another thing. So maybe if I had more clarity, if I was using the C blues scale, and I'm playing, I don't know if I would be playing the A flat from that scale, but if I had context, then let's see, I would play it on the F7. Okay, let me see what you're saying. Are you saying like outlining? You're saying you use it on there, so you're gonna kind of like a leading tone? Is that what you're saying? What's up, Memphis? Did you like your blues? Yeah, all right, so Sharon, another tip based on that is same thing. If the key, just like you do this, make sure you do this as well. Right? So you go third up to the root. See that? There's C sharp minor for days. You can also do same thing right there. Remember this trick right here? So this is a quick sharing thing. What's up, Memphis? So good to see you. All right, I guess you like that since you're giving us a little Espanol for a C. So this idea right here of E7, Sharon. So you're playing your blues. You have, that gives you right there, it gives you your E to A. Man, am I that behind? I'm like talking for days, and I must be behind several minutes according to this. Right? Okay, you have all those little walk up of the scale. You can go. Or. But then go to C sharp minor. And then you have this. So just take your E7, go up a whole step. And this. There's your minor third to major and your second note. All right, and Sharon, if you have any particular like songs or things you're working on, or style-wise, you said you could be the key of E, so it could be blues, lots of different styles. So I'd love to help you with a few of those little ideas based on that. Okay, let's keep moving on, but I would definitely practice some of those as well. All right, so Memphis, I love your song, named after only no scepter. All right, let's go over. We have one more song to do, don't we? Let me make sure. All right, Vance's song. Let's go over Vance's song again. And so Vance is based on the triad, but there's some really, really important things based on Vance's tune that I think might help not only Memphis, but isn't written right. Hold on a second. The third measure of your blues. How come you're telling me that my song for you is written wrong? I'm just kidding. I'm sure it is written wrong. I always do these iterations. All right, there's Sharon's blues. Let's look at Vance's blues for a second. All right, the third measure. Third measure? All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just make sure. You said the third. The third measure of your blues isn't written right. All right, fine. Let me see. So first is right. 1 and 2 and 3. That's the second measure. I thought that's right. Hold on, it's a B flat. Hold on a second. Ah. Yeah, you're right. Because it's not Cruella de Vil without that. Well, way to go, Vance. I'm going to be up till midnight correcting that one note. All right, let's keep going. Let's turn on the track. That's funny. Yes, Vance, thank you. You're my editor in chief, chief poet and chief editor. All right, here we go. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. One more time, and then we'll talk about it. All right, let me stop that just for a second. Yeah, so I went ahead and the way I notated the last part of this. One triplet, two, and then one triplet, one triplet, two, and then three. I like that because it really gets those fingers working. And the way you get that is think triplet there, and think of this as the second beat on triplet. And right here, I like that a lot. Okay. So, really quick, back to Sharon, if she's still here. I don't know, Sharon, if you're still here. But I would love this idea of if you're doing blues and E, go back to those, like where you're doing actually, right? Get those down, turn it around, then do it on A if you're doing 3-chord blues. I don't know what you're doing. Same thing, hammer on those minor thirds to major third, right? For the key of B. Same thing for A, and then for E. And right there we did Memphis right there. Could go. This right here, we do this in key of C. If you go up to the flat 7, this idea of flat 7, same thing on E. Nice little phrase. Memphis. All right, man, I have to fix Vance's chart. All right, is Memphis still here? I want to know seriously what you think of your song. Can you use that in your playing? This idea of minor third to major third, the second note. Nice little phrase right there. Excellent groove. All right, good. That's what I want to hear. And then Memphis, you probably heard me say whenever I'm working on a different tune, I say we go Memphis right there. So you got I could go Memphis even. This is also Memphis. 2 and 3 and 4. Right here is Memphis. And you'll be using that a lot, Sharon. Oh, I know what I wanted to say to Sharon and anybody else. This idea of let me think of what I wanted to say based on something. Just give me a second. Yeah, I know what it was. Maybe it was on Cruella de Vil. Watch what happens. This is a little teaching moment, everyone. When you do things like minor third to major third, Cruella de Vil, notice my fingering. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a really groovy thing that you can do. When you go to F, watch. Same fingering. Watch when I go to B flat. Watch when I go to E flat. Watch when I go to A flat. Notice I had to hammer on. This is where the teaching moment happens. So far, it was 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat. Same thing. 2, 1. Watch on A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now watch what happens. So that's on A flat. What about D flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? What about G flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about E? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about D? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about G? We're back to the other one. A flat starts the new fingering. Everybody cool on that? Does that make sense? I hope it does, because that's sort of a game changer. Because, like, Sharon, if you're doing this where you're in the key of C or F or B flat and it's flowing off the fingers, we also need to get to where, if we're on D flat, we got to get this shape right here. Let's practice it on E. How about this? Right? Again, so... So this idea of on E, or this. Memphis. Or this. So, right there you have, and then Memphis, and then this idea of all right, now, since Sharon came in and since Memphis came in and we're doing some of these things related to these songs, I want you guys to know that, you know, playing in these different keys, we have to do a little bit of different work by saying, okay, we just said that you take this, and that's a minor third to major third with 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, same thing. B flat, E flat. A flat is changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for A flat. And sorry, for A flat. So you got to get this shape down, and so where'd that feel? Cruella de Vil, same kind of thing. But also, if you have this, there's your flat 7, and there's your minor third. Now watch this, because this is really important. Just like in the key of C, we say, so I did that, and Memphis, same thing right there. Right? And same thing. Same thing. Same thing on B. And Memphis. Now that's really good, and that's not the way you would play, but you're getting all 3 of those under your fingers, especially if you're playing a slow blues. That's why you can get away with doing things like, I could go. So I did whatever I wanted over each chord. The same thing for a slow blues, and the reason is whenever you can get away with a lot of things when it's minor third to major third. I could go. And then, I hope that makes sense. But imagine if you practice this, Sharon, where you go, okay, here's the C6 lick, right? But it's on E now. The fingering I'm going to have to hammer on 2, 3, 4. And you could go pinky there, but I think it's a better, more secure fingering to go 4, 4. At least that's the way I like to do that. So. Or I could go. Or. What I love to do, let's go back to C. I want to show you this really quickly. So if you go C6 lick, and you can go to the 6 or the flat 7. So if I did it down to the 6 and I'm in the key of E, So if you had this idea of the C6 lick but in the key of E, and then the next thing, that's pretty funny. That's a Vance-ism if I've ever seen one. Why can't the guitar player just capo up? So watch this, Vance. If you do this for the key of E, but also you have this idea. You know how I show you how you could take some of these generic licks like this, right? And you can play it double time if you want. Key of C sharp is the same fingering, but the key of D is 1, 2, 3. The key of E is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there's a fun way of looking at that. There are certain keys that do 1, 2, 3 and others that do 1, 1, 2, 4. Now, why in the world am I telling you that? Because it's giving you more ideas. You go. So just like the key of C, you know that the E blues scale is going to work, and your finger is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and that's the whole blues scale. But you want to make sure you have the first 4 notes of 3 half steps down. You want to make sure you have your C6 lick, but in the key of E. Okay, so there's one other thing I wanted to mention for Sharon is this idea right here. If you have this, going right back to Tony's Blues. Remember that Tony's Blues has this, and now we're thinking a little bit jazzy and less bluesy, but it's still the same concept. Think of C triad. When it goes to the 4 chord, think C minor. Same thing on E. So same thing. Just remember that, whatever key you're going into. Yeah, it does. Another thing. it does. It just takes more of working on the hand. It's totally different because it's sharp keys, and now you're hammering on. Yeah, so Vance, your lick is a little bit harder to do in the key of E because you need different fingering. So if you're coming over right here, here's a little fun fact. If you're trying to get A and C sharp up there, it's hard to do and to be consistent in the key of E. So Vance, am I right on this one? If you go like try that and see how hard that is. But if you change your fingering up, and I do 2/4 there. Listen how easy that is. Yeah, it's harder. So watch this. Watch on B. A. Yeah, if you cross over with 2 and 4, it's easier to do. This is almost impossible to get up into the keys and do 3/5 on something like that. So you do 2/4. Same thing on A. B, same thing. A. So yeah, there are different ways to slide and get the. You want those nice minor third to major third sounds, but it takes a little more work, doesn't it? So another thing you could do is this. Just kind of loop something like that. You get a little Memphis on there. let me go through the fingerings and then we'll wrap this lesson up. So let's say if you're in the key of C and you go 3, 5. Let's go a half step. I do 2 and 4. For D, I do 3 and 5. For E flat, let's see. I actually do 3 and 5 there. E, let's see. 2 and 4, F. 3 and 5 for F sharp. 2 and 4 for F sharp. 3 and 5, A flat. 2 and 4, believe it or not. 2 and 4, B flat. 3, 5, B. So isn't that nice there, right there? Hold on, so easy in C, G, and F. So notice that we were just messing around. So watch this in the key of E. So Sharon's got her G or E homework, to do this week. But if she goes, there's your triad. She goes, and goes. Memphis. Or and then do that on A as well, and do that on this B as well. And then you practice this, and on A again, and then B. But you have this. Or A, or B. She can go A. Let's see. My hand's getting tired from doing that. Key of E on your Christmas wish list. Hey, all you have to know is it's just like everything else. It just takes a little bit of time. Like we all need to practice in different keys. I'm the same way. I spend a lot of time with you guys in the key of C and F and G, but I also recommend doing things like the up-down approach, right? So I'll say, all right, start in C and go up to D flat. Awesome. I was hoping so, Sharon. I was basically trying to give you some tips that I think are going to be really good, and I understand that you're multitasking. I'm going to sum up this lesson. We have the new tunes that we're working on. I love Memphis's tune where we go like this, right here, right. So no matter what key you're in, you go to the 5. And but for Sharon, as she's going to be playing in the key with some musicians this week, and they're doing a lot of key of the E, I would just say this: just like we do this lick right here in the key of C, try to put something like this in the key of E, where you go. And these kind of licks are nice because even when it goes to the 4 chord, if I can go minor. I go. Let me try that again. Then I could go. I just went from E major to E minor, and it works because that's like a A7 without the third. But then I have the third. Okay, so if you worked on this, and again, when it goes to the 4 chord, I can go, the 5 chord. I go. So if you just worked on that one idea and this idea too, E7, and you go index finger up a whole step. Now watch E minor. Now watch B. Or that. And we're back here. I said in the key of F sharp, you have pretty good in any key except for F sharp. Yeah, actually F sharp to me is actually really nice, like this. Like let's say, here's a fun little tip. This is not a rant, but like you're in the key of F. Let's go up to F sharp for just a second. Okay, so now I'm in F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? See how that actually does flow pretty nicely. And all you have to do is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if that's the case, now watch this, Sharon. There's my triad, or my F7 chord, now watch. Index finger up a whole step. And this fits very nicely. Now, even nicer, Sharon, is this. Go down to E flat minor for your 3 half steps down. Alright, so I actually kind of like that. F sharp feels pretty good. And then you have your mentally. All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson as much as I have. And let me check Marla's tune. You don't like what? You don't like F sharp? Are you guys going to make it 11 keys from now on? No more F sharp? All right, now, blues from Marla. Let's look at this really quickly. And Sharon and Memphis know that inside the YouTube membership are all of these charts. Now, we have this 5-6 root. Yeah, that would be a good tune. Yeah, I like that a lot. And once again, that uses the 5-6 root. I like the idea of this for yard work blues. That right there. You're in key of E. Let's see what finger we're going to use. Let's do it in, let me give you a good fingering. All right, guys, that's been a lot of fun. I love Marla's Blues. That's really nice. That would be a good thing to do on your E gig, Sharon, is Marla's Blues. Minor third to major third. Maybe I would do, you either can do 2-3, 3-2-1, or you can go 4. Ooh, that's pretty risky. And then it goes to the tritone. I love that. That's what I love about all of these tunes that we're doing is you're learning these sections, right? And then you could just take the section 5-6 and put it in a different key. Like 5-6 and minor third to major third. Up to the minor third. Right? How fun is that? Then you can use it on your gig and let us know how that goes. All right, hold on a second. At least that is what it tells me. Hold on a second. Hey, yep, see ya. Good luck with everything. Awesome. You're welcome, Sharon. Congratulations on your new blues. And you'll have to let us know how that goes this next week, okay? Hold on. Vicky says, I don't play sax, but having trouble with it because same fingering. Hold on a second. Marla's Blues is a good swing rhythm. Oh, hold on. I want to see what Sharon's jumping off, but I at least want to see. They think in sharps. Hold on a second. Oh, alto sax. They think in sharps typically because of their tuning. Yeah, depends, but yes. Awesome. All right, Sharon, have a good one. I might put together a nice little E package, like just an idea of a bunch of ideas in the key of E. That might be helpful. Would that be helpful for you guys? Like when we did What I'd Say, that was key of E. Yeah, she could do that. Man, my fingers are actually tired right now. I'm kind of like this. I'm sure I'll get ding for that. Yeah, she needs to put that in there as well when she's playing this week. I'm not going to play that bass line. We know what happens after that, Vance. Have you guys had fun this week? I mean, this week, yeah, it's been crazy, hasn't it? Vicky, thank you so much for your generosity. That's really, really nice, Vicky. You're always crazy, over the top, thoughtful. $10. Thank you so much. Every penny is much appreciated and very... What's going on here, guys? $10 from Vance and $10 from Vicky? You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Wow. Let me like these right quick. Well, I'm very thankful for each of you. I was telling my dad, my dad and I were talking yesterday. We were talking about how amazing all of you guys are and how fun our group is. And just the support you guys give me is really, really awesome. Thank you, Vicky, and thank you, Vance. And Vance, you and Vicky are like my go-tos. Y'all are always helping out with everything and always supporting everything. So thank you so much. I can't wait for the next person to jump on our YouTube channel and join us. Just hit join, and I think you'll be very excited. Vance says I can buy a new reed after 15 years this time. Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, I love to play saxophone and all these other things, but my saxophone reeds are something I have to figure out. That's one thing. And then the other thing is when I start playing trumpet, I love to play trumpet, but I cannot take a break when I start playing a trumpet. I have a limited amount of time. I start playing and then my chops are gone, but I still keep playing anyway. That's just the way I roll. But that is so funny, Vance. Yeah, my dad was commenting on how funny you are with all your sayings and everything, and the fact that you your version of my tune for you that's better than my original, and you got to get me that MIDI file so I can write it out for you. And for anybody, we still have a few people watching. I'm really wanting somebody else to take a risk and join our channel. It's a coffee a month at its lowest tier, and I think you'll be very, very happy that you did that. All these charts, just so we're all clear, are all in here. I mean, I've been like crazy. Vance will tell you I'm way much over delivering. And what Vance said, what did you say? An embarrassment of riches. That's just the poet coming out in him. But it is true. So people are always people sign up for all of the how to get the PDFs, but I can't just add people. I really wish I could, but I can't invite anybody to the folders unless you're a member. Like even that, look at that. So in this one folder from this last week, let's just go through some of this. I know you can't probably see that. There's Vance's blues. There's Tony's blues. There's Sharon's blues. There's Memphis blues. There's Yardwork blues. There's the Pin Triplet blues. There's Jazz Trio blues on the move. There's the Yardwork Shuffle blues. There's an entire course in here. Get into shapes. I'm telling you, it's insane, all the stuff you get. I meant to tell Sharon she needs to do, in addition to all these things this in the key of E, but why not remember the trick, Vance? If you put your middle finger on the root, you have that for days. She could go. Or she could do that if she wants, right? And then she'd go. Or she can go down 3, she can go here and go. Memphis blues. And she go pentatonics if she wants. So yeah, anyway, that right there, and then the other thing is she can get those going. Hopefully she'll get some of those in practice. But man, that shapes course is just loaded with stuff, isn't it? All right, let me say goodbye to you guys. Go watch some football or something. Vance, we're gonna go ahead and do some training. Maybe we'll pick the key of E for a while as just a side thing to do, a side project. I don't want anybody to get overwhelmed, but we'll just take some of these ideas and put them in the key of E. And I just did several of them today. I said you could do. That's a good start, right? How about the triad? Memphis. Or you could go. You have to really think in the key of E? No, Vance. So Vance, in addition to me doing, I'm going to do a little key of E kind of thing for us, so we can just kind of spend a little time in it. We'll still do C and other keys like that, but if we did even our Ray Charles things where we did, right, that's not too hard, and then you have your blues scale. Blues, four notes. Okay, so you have this. All right, very good. You're up for that? Yeah, we'll put a little Oscar Peterson ideas in there. All right, so here, I'm going to leave you with this, Vance. So this one, which I kind of hinted around, this is a fun thing to do where you go. Let's do it up here. My hands are so tired right now. Let's do it up here. F. So when we go to E, this will go work out. C, A, and B. I could go. All right, guys. So much fun. Man, I need a rest after that. Vicky and Vance, thank you guys so much for the generous donations. Y'all are both amazing. Thank you for the $10 each. If anybody else would like to join us, you can support the channel in lots of ways. You can hit join. You can join our lowest tier or an elite member like Vance and Vicky, or you can donate to the stream. You can click a couple of things down and there's a way to donate where you can, I think it's on there. You can join the channel there. Oh, you can support the live stream. There's a link to there. You can make a donation if you just want to make a donation, just to say thank you. But also your likes and your comments are also very helpful, and I love to help you guys. So whatever I can help you with, please let me know. Again, thank you to all of my members. It was really cool to see Sharon on, who is one of our newest YouTube members, to see Bill on. He's making a lot of the live streams. Very thankful for Bill, who's an all access member. Jeffrey, I didn't see Jeffrey earlier. Jeffrey, the most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. Jeffrey, my apologies that I didn't see you. All right, Vance, Vicky, and he was on earlier. Jerry, a shout out to Jerry. This says he doesn't believe he sees a fire in the background. Aren't we in summer? Question mark. Jerry should know that we always have a fire in the background. Isn't that right, Vance? All right, let's see if anybody else. Again, Sharon, Vicky, Vance. Thank you again to all of my... Oh, Memphis. Memphis stopped in to say hello. He got to hear his blues tune as well. And just so everybody knows, whenever you do join the YouTube membership, like it won't send me a notification right away to say so and so joined, but you will have immediate access. And all you do is you just click, you literally, it's so crazy how good it is. It's just loaded with stuff, and you go to my channel and you click membership, and it's all right there. The links to the videos, all the charts, your folders, all these charts that we went over today, they're all in there. So anyway, yeah, Vance, I need to talk to you about merch. You like the idea of, yeah. Maybe I didn't tell you about the coffee cup thing. So we're going to do this little IMA, but I'm a piano player. I'm a blues, I'm a jazz. So it'll be IMA, but with an apostrophe in there. So put your poetic hat on, Vance, and help me get there. That was a good workout. Oh, hey, Vance. All right, now we have 6 people still watching here, and I want to I'm going to honor Vance here with something. So Vance, I told you that my best course that I've ever done is my 50 Days to Flying Fingers, and actually Tony bought that recently. So last week, he bought about everything in my store, but I'm working on doing a new version of that course. I really don't have to because it kind of stands alone with all the craziness in that course. But 50 Days to Flying Fingers, I want to show you a really cool example that is in my next iteration of that. Are you ready? I'm going to wait to hear from Vance. Vance, I told Vance that I had all these conditions and everything, but he donated $10. Excuse me, and Vicky donated $10. Are you on day 4 of explain that to me? Are you talking about example 1? I need to get clarification before I show Vance something. And you guys want to hang around for this. Make sure you, again, like this video. It's very important. And if somebody does join, I will be able to go look. I think we have 13 members in our YouTube channel now of 50 Days to Flying Fingers. Oh, you have the whole course. Oh, that's funny. I did give you guys example 1 of that, though. All right, I'm going to show you, Vance, one of my newest exercises. You guys ready? I really like this one. So here's what you're going to do. So it's thirds. Watch this. C, E, D, F, E. So here it goes. It goes thirds. So it's a little chromatic, kind of on purpose, a little half-step approaches. This is a kind of a jazzy thing, actually. Now watch when I get to D. I have to go down and then go back up. Then it's... When I get to A, it's different. So let me do it again. See how that works? On A, it's different. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. Yeah. on the way down, it's a little bit different, but we're not going to do that today. Pretty crazy, huh? Maddening. It is a little different. All right, let me do it one more time. Let me do it again. My hand's getting tired. Let me do it slow. Isn't that fun? It is kind of a jazzy thing, believe it or not, there. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you again for your generosity, guys. You all are awesome. And you don't have to anybody is feeling generous and you want to support the stream, just click down there. You can either join, which I would absolutely love, but you can also just make a donation, and you can just click down there. If you click, it says support the stream, and you just click there. It's all secure. You can do PayPal donation, whatever. If you don't want to join, that's fine. But if you do make a donation, I will see that come in, and I will get you guys PDFs. Maybe you don't want to do join the coffee a month thing. That's fine as well. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Please like the video. Please comment on the video. I think comments are finally turned on again. Vicky, have a good one. And Vicky and Vance, y'all are awesome. Yeah, Vance, you were missed yesterday, just so you know. Everyone's like, where's Vance? I know you guys have lives other than this stuff. Go watch some football or something. See you.